For nearly 7,000 years, the High Elves nurtured a magical kingdom deep within the forests of northern Lordaeron. However, 7 years ago, the undead scourge invaded Alah'Thalas, pushing the elves to the brink of extinction. Led by the Death Knight Arthas, the scourge destroyed the mystical Sunwell, severing the elves from the source of their magical power. Now, a broken people, the surviving elves gather in the last bastion of their strength, Alah'Thalas. Once abandoned and forgotten, it has been rebuilt and now serves as a home to countless refugees. Nevertheless, with no access to the Sunwell, the arcane addiction of the High Elves becomes a growing issue every day. More and more individuals turn to forbidden powers to quench their thirst. As a proud High Elf, it is now your duty to restore the former glory of your people and protect your newfound homeland. However, not all is as it seems, and the Regency Council's support for the Alliance may not be as unwavering as it appears.
Okay, for this, we are starting on Azeroth, or World of Warcraft, Mysteries of Azeroth, which is also known as Turtle WoW, or maybe it is Turtle WoW, Mysteries of Azeroth. Not quite sure. I'd have to go look again. But as you've noticed, I have started a High Elf, which is a new class option for this, since the Turtle WoW game is, I believe it's born from the alpha version of the original World of Warcraft. It might be the beta version, but I do believe it's the alpha version, actually, because I played in the beta, and the beta didn't seem to have as or I've noticed some of the bugs that I have come across weren't in the beta. Of course, they could have been caused afterwards with the manipulations of the Turtle WoW team. But I'm pretty sure, because of some of the raw things in the game that I've found so far, I believe this is the alpha version. I could probably find out for sure, but that's what I believe. The High Elf is an alliance race. The Horde were given goblins. So it's all the original races of the original WoW, or like classic WoW, except for the High Elf is on Alliance and goblins are on Horde. Another thing, there is only 2 servers. They have a PvP server and a PvE server, and the PvE server is marked as an RP server, but it's I haven't really seen too much RP going on. I do like RP. I call myself RP light, so I do like a little bit of RP, but I don't like get deep in the weeds with RP. Also, because there's only really one PvE server, which is what I'm playing on. Like as in Classic, you can choose to get on the Classic server that has Hardcore. In this game, you do have the Hardcore option, which is what I am playing, and they did change the options in the character creation menu. Before, you had to choose, once you got into the game where I'm at right now, you had to here choose whether you wanted to go hardcore or not, or there are some other options you can choose. But in that they updated the interface for when you're making your character, where you can choose it before you get into the game. What I chose, let's see if it's here, and it's even glowing right here on general. I chose hardcore. Yeah, here it is, hardcore challenge. Upon death, your spirit is lost to the twisting nether, unable to ever return to the material plane. So yes. I also chose Slow and Steady, the Slow and Steady challenge. Gaining 50% fewer experience points for defeating enemies. Lose 5% of accumulated experience from current level upon being defeated by enemies. Now obviously the half of this has nothing to do with me because obviously I'm hardcore, so I'm not going to lose 5% of accumulated experience upon death, because once I die I'm dead. That's it. And so basically how it affects me is I will get 50% fewer experience points for defeating enemies. This does not include quests. Quests I get full experience on, so especially at low levels, quests are a huge thing for getting XP. Getting XP from monsters it's pretty good, but doing quests at low level gives you tons of XP. The higher you go, I've noticed that there's some difficult quests will give you a ton of XP, but your XP just tapers off, and a lot of your XP is gotten from killing creatures at higher levels. So it'll probably not be a big difference in the beginning, but later on it'll make a much bigger difference. Also, if I can expand on hardcore, what exactly hardcore means in Turtle WoW. In Turtle WoW, hardcore means obviously once you die in the game, you are dead. There's a few other things that happens, or a few other restrictions that fall into this as well. For example, the first restriction is I cannot send or receive items in the mail. I can only receive or send or receive messages. So I can't, send items to my character, or nobody else can send items to my character. And I can't send items to other characters. A second restriction is I cannot use the auction house, period. There is no use in the auction house. So I can't go buy and sell stuff at the auction house and get better gear or whatever. In case I need it. So it's going to be, I have to get my gear from other players or make it myself. Now there is a restriction on this, which is the third restriction. Third restriction is I can only group or trade with players that are within 5 levels of me. So either 5 levels up or 5 levels down. I cannot group with any other characters that are higher than that level or lower than that level. So right now I'm level 1. Any characters that are level 6 and up, I cannot group with, and I cannot trade with them. Which can sometimes cause a little bit of problems when you're looking for dungeons. But I've noticed, although you can't really tell it right now, there's not a whole lot of people out here. It's probably the time of day and the day of the week that there's not a whole lot, but usually, I'll tell you, especially on the weekends, this place is really crowded. It's like more crowded than classic WoW, I think. But then there is only one server, and the retail does have a few servers, so everybody is pretty much smashed into one server here. Then I guess that's the only ones I can think of. I think that's it for the restrictions for hardcore, I do believe. So there's only the 3 restrictions, and that's grouping and trading. I guess it's 4 restrictions really. One life, grouping and trading within 5 levels. No mailbox and no auction house are pretty much the restrictions. And then of course slow and steady is just slowing down my experience gain. Now, since high elves are kind of new, we can go over what the high elf abilities are, which we get first we get the Quel'Dorei meditation, and a 3-minute cooldown, 1.5 second cast, generates 10% of your mana or maximum mana over 5 seconds. So it's kind of like almost like I guess taking a mini potion type thing, possibly. Or I think, what is it? Mages, I think, have an ability that's similar, where they can, gain mana. They cast a spell and gain mana. I'm not too versed on mages. I hardly ever played them, so there's that. The other thing, that's an actual action ability, so I can actually use that when I need it. Racial passive, swiftness of the rangers. My agility is increased by 2%, so that's going to be pretty nice, especially for being a hunter, since I made a hunter. And of course I can introduce my character as well. Safyre was already taken in this one, so I was able to choose my wonderful old name that I've always used ever since I've started playing EverQuest back in 2000. And that is Safyre. I've had Safyre was my first choice in just about every game that I played until it started catching on. I'm going to guess about maybe 5 years ago I started seeing more Safyres and started having to change my name to other things because my name had been taken. But it took a long time for people to grab the name that I usually chose, which I didn't think it would take that long, but it took a lot longer than I thought. I do spell it kind of weird, S-A-F-Y-E-R or S-A-F-Y-R-E instead of like the actual gem, the Sapphire gem, S-A-P-P-H-I-R-E. I actually did it more of a phonetical, strange spelling, not to keep the name, but because it's a fantasy game, and I didn't want to be a gem, I guess you could say. I didn't want to be I wanted the sounding of the name Safyre. Plus, I did go out of my way a lot of times and pick the blue colors and things like that, and the blonde hair and things like that for possible self-insert reasons, maybe. Or actually, I guess I don't really have the blonde hair. I guess I have a blonde red. But anyway, the blue eyes and the blondish red hair. Kind of like a self-insert, but also I am playing female, which is just more aesthetic to me. But yes, we can continue and actually play. Actually, I kind of want to see, because before, when you got into the game and you weren't able to pick your restrictions at the interface when you're making your character for like slow and steady and hardcore, there was a guy in here that had a quest for it, but he is not here, so I guess they took him out so that you can select that stuff. Paladin trainer, priest trainer. You can select that stuff at the player creation now, so you can't even. The guy's not even here anymore to select it. But there were two guys that you selected stuff from. One, you selected the restrictions, and there was another guy that you could select war mode, which war mode was also in the character creation. So, and there should be a war mode guy out here, because you can turn war mode off, but you gotta talk to the guy again. Or at least it was before. It might be different now. But apparently you can only do that once. So if you choose war mode, you could run around in war mode, and when you want to turn it off, you have one time that you can turn it off. If you ever turn it back on again, that's it. It's on forever after that. So let's see. Here's the first quest right in front of where I appeared when I created the character. This is the Elven Village. I get that the main Elven Village is right over here, I do believe. Alah'Thalas. Right now we're just in Brinthillion.
How may I help?
Welcome to Brinthillion. I hope the journey wasn't too hard on you. Oh, by the Sunwell, another caravan? It feels like the very ground beneath us is groaning from the weight of weary travelers. There's scarcely enough space to catch one's breath, let alone find a place to rest. Please find a small patch of ground, any corner will do, and try to make it yours, at least for now. Unpack your belongings, as meager as they may be. It seems as if we're all carrying the weight of shattered lives on our hands. Take a moment to collect yourself amid the chaos, and look, there's Commander Azeroth, orchestrating what little order we have left. She seems to be in need of capable souls, and by the look of you, resilience marks your spirit. Approach her when you can, offer her aid. May the light guide us through these dark times.
Till next week.
In this whole area, I'll even open it up a little bit with the big map, but this is all created by the Turtle WoW team just for Turtle WoW. And here's where we are. So here's Alah'Thalas, and that's where we start. I know in Classic, for the Burning Crusade or Outlands area, I think up here is where the Blood Elves start. So in this one right here is where we start for the High Elves. And here, of course, is Commander Azeroth.
Hello.
Welcome to Brinthillium, young hunter. May the eternal sun shine upon you. Earthan's judgment has proven sound in sending you my way. You bear the mark of capability, unmistakable in your presence. There's no doubt we could use your skills in this tumultuous time. There's much to be done, and with every caravan that arrives, our needs grow. Are you ready to lend your hand to our cause? The Regency Council has bestowed upon me the responsibility of providing sustenance and shelter for all those who seek refuge in this land. A task, noble in intent, but one burdened by a stark lack of resources. The local boar population is abundant, a potential source of nourishment for our people. However, the reality is harsh. Many here lack the necessary equipment or skills to hunt them down. It falls upon the shoulders willing and able to bridge this gap. If you have the means and the skill, could you gather at least 10 young boar flanks for our cause? It will be a tremendous help in easing the hunger that gnaws at the spirits of those who have sought safety here. Okay, I'll take a quick little look around to see if I see any other. Looks like there's a quest there about to open up for me, and one there. Probably after I do this first quest, one over there. There is the hunter trainer, so I'll be talking to her. Oh, little drive-by buff. Probably that guy. Yeah, probably him. Warrior trainer. Rogue trainer up there, hiding behind the veil. Okay, it's all I see, so I guess it's time for some boars. And as usual, except for a little bit of the horde areas, I do believe, looks like most of this stuff is non-aggressive until you attack it. And as I usually do, I try to fight stuff that's a little above my pay grade. What do I have here? I have rearrange that. There we go. 200 arrows. I'll go through those pretty quick, so I'm hopefully going to get some coin pretty soon. And that right there. Oh, let me check my skills. Let me pull this to actually, I'm going to go ahead and probably cut this out, but I'm going to set up my screen interface. I need to do my action bars, all of them. Okay, looks good. I'm going to... oh, wrong one. This one. So I'm going to pull this here until I know where I actually want to put it. Attack. I cannot remember what button I have set. Key bindings? Is it in key bindings? Toggle. Okay, it's that button. Toggle action bar lock. Okay. So I am going to...
I don't have a target. I need a target.
Not quite. There it goes. I'm gonna put... I guess I'll put that there. There it goes. It's a little bit weird there, so I got my attack. Oh, I can put these up here, or at least one of them. Oh, it's going to be over here, because I made a macro for assist, and I put it as W as my key, and this is actually my interrupt, which hunters don't really have a nice interrupt, so we'll figure out something to put there. And while I was doing that, somebody came over and killed all the boars. I'll go the other direction then. But I think I'm ready. Oh, I didn't go through all this, so... okay, auto shot. Yeah. So it has all my buttons already on the button bar. That's a level 1, level 1. Level 2. So does this turn red when I'm out of... yeah, there it is. So you'll see this right here, the equal sign, which is with a button for my bow, will turn white when it's in range and turn red when it's not. I try to get as far away from it as I can so that I can hit it as many times as I can before it gets too close. And I'm trying to get both my defense and my dagger skill up. Tough jerky, split tusk, and there it is, young Thalassian boar flank. Level 1, that one's dead. What level are you? Level 1, I might have to do level 1s. Level 1. Someone's out killing all the boars. Level 1. Level 1. Yep, looks like it's going to be all level 1s. And it looks like I get 2 shots in before I... oh, 3 shots. There's a level 2. 1, 2, 3. Just try to do the level 2s to maximize my experience gain, but when you can't, you can't. You gotta go after the level 1s. And obviously, no pet until level 10. Which, this game is also no stranger to two pet bugs, but they're completely different, so there's that. And I'll probably get to that when I get a pet. Now this game does have a it's kind of restructured, so it is WoW, but for example, I can't do it yet, but the talents are all different. They're not completely different, but they're all in different places and different talents. They also tried to make a melee hunter a bit more viable. So the survival tree is a bit more intense into melee. Alright, it gives you more bonuses. Another thing you get is you get a skill later on. There's Aspect of the Hawk, which helps your ranged, but you're also able to learn Aspect of the Wolf, which helps your melee. So there's an extra aspect that you can get if you want to go melee. And although this looks like a blood elf, and some of the sounds obviously are the same as a blood elf, like the getting hurt sound and using your weapon sounds and all that kind of stuff, the grunts and everything, all that's pretty much the same as the blood elf in WoW. But all the jokes are different. And they actually got a voice actor to do the jokes and everything. So everything, it's a lot of different stuff. Same with the goblin. So I'll turn this in and I'll probably go up a level, and then those other ones should open up.
What brings you here?
You can find boars all over this valley. Thank you, Hunter. Your willingness to contribute is like a small beacon of hope in the vast sea of our needs. It may seem like a mere drop amidst the ocean of challenges we face, but with each kind gesture, we inch closer to the restoration of our former glory. Guess I'll take those ranger gloves. Level up. During your foray into the wilderness, I'm sure you observed the growing threat posed by the lynxes that plague these forests. While they may be a mere nuisance at present, we cannot afford to let their population spiral out of control. I must task you with a somber duty. Venture once more into the woods and cull the young of these lynxes. We cannot permit their numbers to swell, for the safety and well-being of our people depend on maintaining a balance in this newfound home. Let me put those gloves on. And that's the other thing in this one, when you put things on, because there is a cosmetic or a transmog system in place. Can't remember where. Do I sell it? Oh, she's cloth and armor and leather merchant, so her.
I am listening.
I will sell these things. There we go. We'll end the session here. I hope you had fun.